Hello, good morning. You're watching NTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vatwa. To begin with, US President Joe Biden announced a ban on Russian aircraft from using US airspace during the State of a Union speech. Biden says that Putin badly miscalculated by invading Ukraine and hailed the bravery of the people of Ukraine.
6 days, free world, thinking he could make it. 6 days ago, Russia's Vladimir Putin sought to shake the very foundation of the free world, thinking he could make it bend to his menacing ways. But he badly miscalculated. He thought he could roll into Ukraine and the world would roll over. Instead, he met with a wall of strength he never anticipated or imagined. He met the Ukrainian people. Throughout our history, we've learned this lesson. When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos. They keep moving, and the cost, the threats to America and America to the world keeps rising. I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who bilk billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more. The United States, I mean it. The United States Department of Justice is assembling a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of the Russian oligarchs. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets. We're coming for your ill-begotten gains. And tonight, I'm announcing that we will join our allies in closing off American airspace to all Russian flights, further isolating Russia and adding additional squeeze on their economy.
The Indian embassy in Ukraine's capital, Kiev, has a shutdown, and the ambassador and the staff are on their way to the western part of the country. Sources have said that India has been advising students and others to move to the western borders, a process that's been extremely challenging given the security situation. The embassy in Kiev shut down after it did its best to ensure that there were no Indians left in the city. That's what sources have been saying. My colleague Vishnu Som has more.
Well, this is the very big story, developing news which is now taking place, that the Indian embassy in Kiev has shut down about 3 to 4 hours back. The mission itself, composed of a small team of officers and others, are now on the road from Kiev and are headed to Lviv, which is in western Ukraine, which is where they're likely to set up the new mission. The point being mentioned is that they've evacuated the mission or shut it down temporarily only after trying to ensure that every last Indian national who was still in the Ukrainian capital did get an opportunity to exit. Now, does that necessarily mean that every Indian has exited? No. But they believe that they have tried their best, and in order to ensure that the mission itself is safe, that the personnel of the mission itself are safe, they had to take the decision, as among the last missions remaining in Kiev, to get out of the Ukrainian capital. This reflects the situation on the ground, reflects the possibility of a Russian siege of the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, and very much a protracted and bloody battle, as has been widely anticipated. In speaking to my sources, the message is absolutely clear. There is absolutely no effort at betraying Indian nationals or Indian students, for example, who are stranded in various parts of Ukraine. The Indian mission will continue to try their best, but the situation is dynamic, it is dangerous, and there are limitations. The limitation doesn't mean that an effort will not be made, but if there are complaints and if there are worries, and many of these are legitimate, because let's face it, many of the students are extremely worried. We've lost a student in Ukraine today. Our parents are petrified of what the situation is. Transportation to the west of the country, to other areas, is extremely difficult. The government of India, the mission itself is acutely aware of all of this. But their message is this, that these are the concerns and worries that they're fully aware of. And they're trying to work with the problems that they have to ensure that as many people as possible do get out safely, if not every last remaining Indian national.
And 5 people have died after Russia attacked a TV tower in Kiev, hitting nearby broadcast facilities, is what Ukrainian officials are saying. It comes after Russia warned residents that it was preparing to hit the target areas in the Ukrainian capital. It said it was planning attacks on Kiev's technology centers, urging people to stay away. A huge convoy of Russian armored vehicles has continued to advance on the city. Fears have risen that Russia will hit civilian targets amid frustrations in Moscow that they have yet to make advances, expected after 6 days of assault on Ukraine. Today is day 7. And firefighters in the Ukrainian city of Zhytomyr fought searing flames after what local authorities said was an airstrike late on Tuesday night by Russian forces on a residential area. Ukraine's state emergency service said that in a statement, 10 buildings were damaged with 3 on fire in the city some 140 kilometers west of the capital of Ukraine. The officials in the area are saying that there were several bombs, buildings were destroyed, the hospital's doors and also the windows were all blown out, according to the officials there. And Ukraine's President Zelensky has called on Russia to stop bombarding people first before talks can go ahead. Speaking in an interview with foreign media, Zelensky also called to the security guarantees if NATO members are not ready to admit Ukraine to the bloc. He spoke as Russian forces escalated their attacks on crowded urban areas on Tuesday, bombarding the central square in Ukraine's second biggest city of Kharkiv and Kiev's main TV tower in what the country's president called a blatant campaign. And now we have with us Shahi Savitri joining us from Sumy State University in Ukraine. A very good morning and welcome to NDTV, Savitri. If you can just take us through the situation on the ground at the moment. How have you been? Where are you placed at the moment? Are you living at home? Are you in a bomb shelter? Have you moved from your home? Exactly where are you at this point in time?
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. So, here actually at night we were in the shelter because there was an alert of airstrike in a city, so all night we were in shelter. Just 30 minutes ago we came in the apartment because they told now it is situation is in control, you can move to your room. So now we were in room.
Right, so are you studying at the university? What are you studying? What year are you in?
Actually, I am a 4th year medical student. So this was my 4th year.
And where are you from in India?
Actually, I am from Thane district, Mumbai.
Right. And can you just take us through the difficulties that you've been facing while living there? This is day 7 of the invasion. What are the difficulties that you face? Are you getting food and essential supplies? Are they readily available? What about the ATM facilities? Are those working?
No, ma'am, there is not any facility is available for us. There is a shortage of food. There is rarely we get anything in market for eating food, but it is so dangerous to move out because there are because the civilian also had the weapons on their hand, so they don't see whether they are civilian or any people. They just shoot or they start firing. There are in whole day there are a lot of street firing. Just stay off from the street. So it is so risky to just move from the room.
What is the advisory that you're getting? Are the government officials in constant touch with you? Can you reach out to people? Is there a helpline number that you can call? And are you in communication with the authorities?
Yes, we are communication with the embassy. We are in the eastern part, so we told them please have a focus on Sumy, Kharkiv. They are saying it is already in very dangerous zone. We are looking for the way to get you out, but still we have any confirmation when we will get out from here. Actually, the mission is going on Ganga. That is mainly from the western part, the student which can reach there. But for us, there is no way to get out from here. There are railway track which are destroyed and the road which are destroyed. On a road, there are many Russian checkpoints. So the embassy is saying there is no way to get out from there. When the situation will be in control, we will take some steps. For us, there is no hope still to get out from here.
Savitri, it's a matter of time. Hopefully, you will be out of there. But, the wait is endless at the moment. It seems to be endless. Of course, many difficulties being faced with all you people. How many students with you at the university?
In my university, there are more than 600 Indian students right now. So all are in university. No student has moved from here because we are 50 kilometers away from the Russian border, and for us to leave there we have to go Kiev, and all know the situation of the Kiev and the state we have to pass during reaching the western border.
Has anyone attempted to get to the border by any chance?
No. Still anyone not, because there is no advice to leave this city because there is a risk. They told if you want to take your own responsibility, you can go, but we are not responsible if anything happen.
Right. So you've been asked to stay put. There's no green signal for you guys. There's no plan in place at the moment. You are just asked to stay and wait and watch as far as the situation unfolds. And, so basically you need to be there. But what about your food supplies and all of that? Do you have that in the university, or do you have to go out to get it? What is the situation like?
Yes, ma'am. Right now we have very limited supply. Not we can eat 2 times of food properly. Even we not even afford a 1 time because we don't have food here. We have to go out for buying in supermarket, and we have to stand in a long queue. So that is very risky for us. Anytime street fight happen, and yesterday also we saw the news that a student from the Kharkiv has came into the shotgun firing. So from that time the situation has actually become very panic for your student. So we are not able to move out. Just hearing outside there are some blast firing whole day. The situation is very panic, and for us there is still no hope to get out.
Savitri, please hold on. You will get help at the soonest. It's just going to take a little while longer, but do stay safe and take care of yourself. Do stay in touch with your family. Let them know that you're safe, and hopefully you will be out very, very soon.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for
I will request to focus on Sumi and Kharkiv more, because the students here are more panic and they are in very risk. They don't know what will be the next and whether they will see next day or not, because the situation here is so uncertain. We cannot predict what will happen next moment.
Well,
Please,
Savitri, we're all with you. The Indian government's with you. The situation is out of hand at the moment, but the Indian government is trying to get all the Indians out. Many Indians have made it out. Many flights are operating over the next 3 days. Hopefully, you will also be on one of those flights very, very soon. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Okay, thank you.
And now, many students still stuck in Ukraine. Like Savitri was saying, 600 of them in one particular university. However, we have many students who have made it back. Flights, the Bharat Mata Ki Jai chants by Indians who have returned from the war-torn areas of Ukraine. This is Delhi airport, where the Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh received the Indians who returned on a special flight today. Smriti Irani also seen welcoming students who came home from Ukraine. Well, we have Sukirti joining us from the airport. Sukirti, a very good morning. Take us through the situation. How many students have landed? How many flights are expected today?
Well, so far over at least 400 students have arrived in Delhi. One flight from Budapest, Hungary has already landed earlier. Another flight from Poland, Rzeszów in Poland, that has also landed. It is carrying about 218 passengers. So those passengers who arrived from Poland, they are yet to come out of the arrival gates, but their flight has landed here. And as we've been reporting, Ms. Smriti Irani, the Union Minister, she received those students at inside the airplane, where she also spoke to them and addressed them and gave them assurances. So that is what has been happening. We also have some families here who've been waiting for their children to arrive. We will try and get you some of these voices and how stressful it has been for them in the last 48 hours or so when the situation has worsened. We will try and get you their voices. These are two brothers over here who've been standing with the tricolor. We will get you their voices. Sir, आप लोग बताएं कहाँ से आए हैं, किसका इंतजार कर रहे हैं?
हम दिल्ली से ही हैं और हम अपने सिस्टर का इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं जो अभी लीव से पोलैंड की फ्लाइट से आ रही है।
अभी आप लोग इतने टाइम से न्यूज़ देख रहे हैं जो स्पेशली खारकीव जैसे सिटीज़ में जो कुछ हो रहा है, ऐसे में आपके लिए अभी तक पिछले कुछ घंटे कैसे बीते हैं?
अभी पहले तो जब हमें ये न्यूज़ मिली कि सब सेफ़ हैं स्टूडेंट्स, तब थोड़ा रिलैक्स हुआ था। उससे पहले तो सब टेंशन में थे।
आप सर बताएं, आप जो लड़की आपकी आ रही है, क्या आपकी मतलब भांजी है, बिटिया है, कौन आ रहा है, कब से वेट कर रहे हैं एयरपोर्ट पे?
मैडम एयरपोर्ट पे लगभग 1 घंटा हो गया है और अभी बेटी कुछ ही देर में बाहर आने वाली है। वो लवीव से निकल के पोलैंड बॉर्डर पे 3 दिन बिताने के बाद
3 दिन बिताए उन्होंने पोलैंड बॉर्डर?
हाँ, 3 दिन लग गए थे और उसके बाद काफ़ी बच्चों ने काफ़ी संघर्ष किया है वहाँ पे, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी सभी बच्चे, उनका 15 बच्चों का ग्रुप है जो लवीव शहर में पढ़ता था, सभी सुरक्षित अभी पहुँचने वाले हैं। कल जब शाम को फ़्लाइट लेने से पहले उनसे बात हुई थी तब उन्होंने एक सेल्फ़ी भेजी थी कि मामा जी हमारा पूरा बैच अभी फ़्लाइट ले रहा है और हम कल सुबह पहुँच जाएंगे।
सर, आपकी जो भांजी हैं वो 3 दिन बॉर्डर पे स्टक थी, तो उन्होंने कुछ बताया कि वहाँ पे इंडियन एम्बेसी की तरफ से क्या अरेंजमेंट्स है, क्या कोई शेल्टर उन्होंने बनाया है वहाँ पे, फूड एंड वाटर के टर्म्स में कुछ मदद उनको वो दी जा रही है क्या बच्चों को?
मैं वहाँ पे बिटिया ने फ़ोटो भेजा था, एक होटल था 250 बेड का वो था, और जैसे ही वो पोलैंड में रीच किए तो उनको खाने पीने की सारी व्यवस्थाएं हो गई थी, बस रेडी खड़ी थी और फिर वो ईज़िली होटल में जाके, क्योंकि बच्चे थक गए थे, उनके पैरों में स्वेलिंग हो गई थी। अब बच्चे तो सोल्जर तो हैं नहीं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं सभी। बच्चों ने बहुत मेहनत की है, मतलब बहुत ही प्रयास करने के बाद वो निकल के आ रहे हैं। वहाँ पे आपको मालूम है कवीव में कल शाम को मैं समाचार देख रहा था, आपका न्यूज़ देख रहा था, तो वहाँ पे बहुत ही अस्त व्यस्त व्यवस्था थी। लेकिन हम ऊपर वाले से, भगवान से, सरकार से ये धन्यवाद करते हैं कि हमारे बच्चे सकुशल आ गए हैं, और आप लोगों का भी इसमें बहुत सहयोग रहा है, क्योंकि आप लोगों के माध्यम से ही हमें सारी सूचनाएं टाइम टू टाइम मिलती रही। अब क्या हो रहा है, अब एम्बेसी ने क्या कदम उठाए हैं, ये कॉन्टैक्ट्स नंबर हैं, इन कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर पे बात कीजिए, तो आप लोगों का भी बहुत सहयोग है।
धन्यवाद सर। ये आपके यहाँ से पूरे परिवार से काफ़ी बच्चे, मैं देख रही हूँ टीनेजर्स है, छोटे छोटे बच्चे भी आए हुए हैं मालाएं लेकर के, तो काफ़ी मतलब जो है बड़ी दिन से अपनी बहन का इंतज़ार चल रहा होगा बच्चों का।
मैम एक्चुअली वो 7 भाइयों में इकलौती बहन है, तो इसलिए इन छोटे छोटे बच्चों से भी रुका नहीं रहा, और ये भी बोले हम भी दीदी को लेने के लिए चलेंगे, तो इसलिए बहुत ही बेसब्री से इंतज़ार हो रहा है बेटी का।
सर, अपना पूरा नाम एक बार फिर से बता दें।
मेरा नाम हरीश है मैडम, मेरी भांजी है, और हम दिल्ली, आउटर दिल्ली से आए हैं, कराला गांव है हमारा।
थैंक यू सर हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए। सो वेरी इमोशनल मोमेंट्स हियर, एज मिस्टर हरीश टोल्ड अस, यू नो, this girl, young girl coming back through this flight from Poland is the only sister among 7 other brothers, and that's why even, you know, from teenagers to these little toddlers, all of them have come with garlands with the tricolor to welcome their sister back, who's coming back from a war zone.
Right, Sukirti, braving out those conditions, whether it is the cold as well as, given the firing, the situation, an Indian yesterday lost his life in the shelling in Ukraine. Thank you so much, Sukirti, for joining us with those details. The Foreign Ministry said that it urged Russia and Ukraine to secure safe passage to thousands of citizens stranded in the middle of war. 21-year-old Naveen Shekharappa, a final year student in Kharkiv, the second largest city of Ukraine. He was from Karnataka's Haveri, died when the Russian soldiers blew up a government building on Tuesday. He was standing in a queue outside a grocery store when he was hit. He was studying in Kharkiv. He was a fourth-year student. He was from Karnataka's Haveri, an Indian student who died in the shelling in Ukraine yesterday. And this is a boy from Haveri, that's in Karnataka, died when Russian soldiers blew up a government building on Tuesday. He was standing in a queue outside a grocery store when the grocery store was hit. A very young death there. A 21-year-old Indian lost in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. This is while he was queuing up at the grocery store to get his essential supplies, whether it's food, which is also a big problem that's being faced by the students. And this is at a time when Russia is having talks with Ukraine. The night before, Russia and Ukraine had a conversation for over 5 hours, and the next morning, which is yesterday, when this grocery store gets hit and we lost this very young Indian life. We have my colleague Shrija joining us, who speaks with the father of Naveen.
Informed to our senior officials, embassy, Prime Minister, to bring back my son's dead body. And also I request to all these political leaders, kindly look into the matter and see that donation, it's very bad, and all these intelligent students, they are going to study in abroad. They think that education here, if they plan to get that education here, they have to pay crores to get that seat. And the same education, better than this, they are getting very good education in abroad.
Then Naveen's father urging the Indian government to get back the body of his very young son. While my colleague Shrija spoke with Naveen's cousin, let's listen in.
There's a pall of gloom that's descended right outside Naveen's house, and if I could go across to Naveen's cousin who's joining us here, I offer my condolences at the moment. If you could tell us, when was the last that you had a word with Naveen, when this entire, the issue started out?
Last 2 days back, we spoke with him. So he was telling, he was like a cool guy and also brave. So he told situation is normal, like inside the bunker, but outside it was a very difficult situation. But he wanted to help his friends also to escape from that situation. So he came alone.
Let's just go across to Shrija, who's joining us from Karnataka. Shrija, take us, get us a background on Naveen, and also get us, some of his family members out there. The appeal that they're appealing and urging the government to get the body back. Any information on that?
Well, it's a very huge loss, and it's a moment of grief, and a lot of people, those who knew Naveen and also the family members, have gathered here. They are in fact offering their condolences to the family members. So joining us here on the show at the moment is Naveen's father. What he tells us is that all that he has at the moment, the request to the Indian authorities, is that he just wants his son Naveen's mortal remains to reach back to the country as soon as possible. So can you please tell us what was the last conversation that you had with your son? When was it?
Yeah, yesterday morning around 10 o'clock he called. That time he told, just now we wake up and we will get fresh up and we will have our morning breakfast. So again I will call you after some time, like that he told morning. So after that there was no communication. From our side we are calling so many times and his phone was ringing, but nobody was lifting the phone. So finally around 2 o'clock I received a call from Minister of External Affairs. They told the fact. So that's all. So around 4:30, Prime Minister Modi ji called, and our Chief Minister Bommai and Chief Minister Yediyurappa, they are called. I requested to everybody to lift the body as soon as possible. So they are also. It will happen within 1 or 2 days. They will lift the body like that.
So they have assured you that within 2 days?
Yeah, they assured all like this.
We understand during the last few days, the war zone in Ukraine. Can you tell us, what was the conversation like with your son? How many times did you used to talk to your son? What was the last conversation that you had? Did he tell you what really the plan was?
So everybody used to call 3 to 4 times, morning, evening, afternoon and evening. So before the war, he used to call morning and evening only. The classes were going regular. So after finishing his classes, around 9:30 in the evening, he used to call. And when the war started, earlier that morning, early in that night also he called. He told that they all requested to our university to declare a holiday. So we are planning to go back like that. They requested, but they refused. They said definitely there will be no war. So be calm, be cool here. Nothing will happen like that. They are not declared this holiday for the university. So that is why they forced back to stay there with the struggling. So after that, they used to stay in the bunkers, with limited food and water, etc.
Did he tell you of the plans that when he was planning to leave for the border? Did you ask him that? Did he tell you anything of that?
Sorry. Okay.
That when he was planning to leave Kharkiv to the borders?
No, from last 15 days they were trying to leave the Kharkiv. So first reason, the university, they have not closed the university. And when the war started, after that, there was no this traveling problem. They used to come for this Poland or Romania border. They are far away from that border, around 2,200 kilometers. They are stuck in Kharkiv city. So that is why they are worried. And they are approaching our embassy in Ukraine. They are saying they are not getting a proper responsibility from the embassy in the Ukraine. From our side, we are also trying, all the parents from our side here, our ministers and all. Everybody was assuring, but nothing was happened. So finally, I lost my son.
I spoke to your eldest son, Harsha. He says that Naveen had informed him that he was planning to catch a train to the border. This was just few hours, probably around 1:30 p.m. Ukrainian time.
Yeah, yesterday morning when he called, before that day before yesterday when he called night, he told tomorrow we are planning to leave. Somehow we are planning to leave the Kharkiv city because the firing is coming near to, so we are all worried. But they are worried about traveling also, because 1,200 kilometer traveling is not easy task for them. All trains are rushed. They are not getting even standing or something, because local also moving towards border. So somehow we are planning tomorrow by afternoon or evening, we are planning to leave the Kharkiv like that, he was told.
So there was some hope?
Yeah, there was some hope. They told first 10 people like that we will move. So those who will travel before us, they will intimate what will happen on the road or in the border. So according to that, they are planning to move from Kharkiv city.
Are the Indian authorities in touch with you? Are they informing you?
No, so far regarding their lifting, there was no communication, nobody is approached. So from there also, they are saying they are not getting any response from the embassy in the Ukraine. Finally, I got the call that yesterday at 2 o'clock from the Minister of External Affairs regarding the death of my son. That was the call from the ministry I issued.
But not assuring or telling when?
No call, nothing.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, that was Naveen's father who was telling us that there's no clarity at the moment. All that he wishes and waits for is Naveen's mortal remains reach here in Chalagiri. Now, this is the village, this is the place that he was born and he studied. And finally, he, in fact, took up the exam and eventually he wanted to become a doctor, but since he could not make it for a medical seat here in India, in Karnataka, and so he chose MBBS in Ukraine. And the family members, all that they request is to the Indian authorities to, as soon as possible, to bring back Naveen's mortal remains, though there is no clarity at the moment. Back to you.